Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you all so much for being here. And Manello, thank you for being the first one here. Thank you very much. Joy Amore, Brenda Gray, Andrew Bodie, Andrea Allen, and Lorna um, Williams. Thank you. Elaine Parker, Kathy G, Sonia Johnson, Sharon Chung, and who else? Annie Bullard, Emilia Rodriguez, and a host of other friends and family. And I'm going to go all the way to the last person. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew. That's why I go through. I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Charles Lambert, thank you so much for being here. You're the last one in. All right. So let me bring up my slides. And, okay. Google Slides, here you come. I was out running errands today. It's so beautiful out. Okay, that'll do. That'll do just fine. And, okay. Gosh, I can't believe this month is almost over. It's almost over. Okay. And there we go. All right. So I'm going to try to get us out of here in an hour because it's already so late or so early, depending on where you are. So let's do it then, shall we? Hey, Anastasia, H9, and Novi D, Kanitha Ash, thank you so much for being here. Now, how many people, oh, by the way, boring. Absolutely boring. So, let me see, Trooping the Colors, Kaboom Update, Prince of Fails, and of course, a little more messiness. Always got to have a little more messiness with it. Hey, Lorna Murray. Okay. All right, so on to the next slide. Don't forget, Suits is premiering today on Netflix. I think it was on Peacock before that, but now it's on Netflix. And I think I've had my Netflix subscription since maybe 2010, 2011. And I mean to tell you, uninterrupted, I've had it all that time. In good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what Netflix is for. So, yes, I've had it for a long time. And now, of course, with their relationship with the Sussexes, I'll probably keep it at least until there's a falling out. I don't think there will be, but just in case, because there are some people in the tabloid media that are so anxious. They are waiting with bated breath to see the Sussexes fail. Well, I tell you what, unless they want to go and meet their maker, or unless they want to watch that Trooping the Colors in the Sky, they better stop holding their breath because for the Sussexes, it is onward and upward. I am convinced of that. Let's see. Elaine Parker. Did I just see Elaine Parker? Super. Oh, BW. That was what I saw there. BW, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Saturday to you. And also, thank you for being a member. And Elaine Parker, thank you for being a member. And also, thank you for the super sticker. All right. Thank you very much, Elaine Parker. And of course, on to the next slide. So, there are just a few things in this world that you guys know I love, or a few people in this world that you know I love. And Dr. Shola is one of them. Just fearless, courageous Dr. Shola. What an absolutely tosspot this woman is. So please, I blocked this bio cretin. And it looks like Dr. Shola um, did not seem to even notice those nasty words coming out of this person's mouth for looking at one of, I think, her most stunning photographs. One of the things that always impressed me about Dr. Shola is how beautiful her skin is. Her skin is just absolutely beautiful. And of course, having gone through acne as a pubescent child that I was, I have grown to appreciate when people have that flawless skin. And then after a while, people started telling me how much they like my skin. So it's just one of my things. And anyway, she looks absolutely beautiful, radiant, glowing, powerful. VS speaks royally. Thank you so much for being here. VS, I don't know when I'm going to watch Suits because once I start watching something, I just get stuck and I'm always so nervous to start another series. So I want to. I have not seen it, so I want to, but I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So, oh, I don't know. We'll see. I have so much to catch up on. So, why, if you ask, do I have Netflix still? Um, Friends, family, everybody uses it but me. And even if it wasn't, I probably wouldn't do anything about it. But thank you so much for being here. Always an honor. And hello, Roseanne Campbell. Thank you for being here. Yes, so Dr. Shola was totally unmoved and unfazed by what is supposed to be an insult because all she noticed is what I noticed, and that's how absolutely beautiful she is. And then here, brand new play space coming to Chatham neighborhood. Well, that is in Chicago on the south side. And of course, Kaboom, as you know, that had been like the focus of our last big um, Sussex, what is it? How did we call it? Sussex Squad event. So, having raised over $130,000, of course, there's plenty of money to go around, but there's always room for more. And plus, there's other people raising funds. We're not the only ones, but I think what was so great about ours is because it was done not as a tax write off as much as it was to uplift and support two amazing people that are going to change this world in ways that we have only had a hint of. Now, today, I spoke to my aunt and she was like, "What is this about? Nobody's ever going to see Megan again." I say, "Well, Megan's, I got to try to figure out how to get that off of her phone. She has some app or something that she needs to block or remove from her phone. And it is all negative all the time. And, she's not exactly a squatty, but she is a squatty sympathizer. And so when she sees stuff like that, instantly she gets upset now. So I got to try to figure out how to get that off her phone. Either that or try to find a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, they can take that off of there like that. But as for me, the baby boomer, well, let me see if I start Monday, I might be able to get it off of there by Thursday. Yeah. And just think all of those kids that used to help us set up our VCR, they have grown up and now they have kids that are helping them with their phones. So it is like they say, is history repeating, right? Um, so yeah, that's what I need to do because it's upsetting, and I think it's not good to have that toxin like leaking around you all day and all night like that. Every time you hear your phone ring or ding or whatever, all of a sudden there's some more negativity. So I've done as much as I could to block it off my phone, and I encourage you all to do the same. So yeah, let me see if I have a sound bite for that one. I don't think I have it because I didn't actually save it. But let me see if I can find it anyway. Um, Kaboom, Chicago. But I did watch it, but I just didn't think to save it. Uh, huh. Oh no, that is 3 years ago. Did they do one over there 3 years ago? That's interesting. No, I don't think so. Maybe. Uh, and no, I don't want the Kaboom uh, nightclub. Okay. Right now. I don't want the Kaboom nightclub right now. Uh, okay. Cannot find it. But yeah, they did have a story earlier. And anyway, now, if I'm correct, I heard them say something about 19 playgrounds. I don't know if that's just for Chicago or if that's for more locations, but interesting if it is. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Not finding it. Not finding it. Of course, if I spell playground properly, it's not with an M, it's with an N. Okay, I got nothing. Anyway, I will try to find that for you later. What? No sound? No sound? Really? Oh my goodness. But I'm sure the rest of you guys can hear me, right? Uh, I mean, can you hear my chair? Do you hear my chair crying? You hear what it's saying? It's saying, Robert, Robert Johnson, get off of me. That's what my chair is crying out. Robert Jobson, get off of me, please. Oh man. Okay, okay, let me focus on what I'm doing here. I got stuff to do. All right. As I'm still looking for it. All right, all right. I don't see it. I'm gonna keep moving then. Seemed like I just saw it though. All right, all right. Not to worry. Let's continue. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Sounds fine? Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, refresh your page. Refresh your page. Good idea. Thank you, Lola Love. That's why everybody loves you. Now, I made a video yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched it. I think about, oh, I don't know, maybe about 5,000 views so far. Um, so since it was so few views, and I'm not complaining, but since there was so few of you all that actually watched it, maybe I will play it now. It's only like 5 minutes long. Elaine Parker, I know you did. Oh, and Andrew Bodie, you watched it. Okay, we'll have a viewing party right now then. I am so proud of the editing. Now, I don't have any like advanced editing software or anything like that. I just use the basic what comes with the computer. But nonetheless, I am extremely proud of this one. I was up all night, as you could imagine, again. I got to stop doing that to myself, but it was getting addictive. I was just like all into it, you know what I mean? And so, or as my friends in the UK, you get me? You get me? So I was up all night. You get me? I love that. You get me? All right, here goes. Here goes. A dress is never just a dress when you're a woman in the British royal family. Sometimes it's sartorial diplomacy, like Kate Middleton wearing Ireland's signature emerald green while sipping a Guinness in Belfast last week, or Meghan Markle choosing Australian designers like Karen G and Martin Grant for her 2018 royal tour robe. Other times it's for function. Queen Elizabeth is known to wear monochromatic Easter egg shades, so her subjects can see her in a dense crowd. But the royals are also experts in the exquisite art of revenge dressing, showing up to an event looking like pure fire, in an outfit so stunning and show-stopping, it elicits instant regret from any opposing party. Revenge dressing hinges on looking so good. It hurts anyone who dared to doubt you. See Brad Pitt's stopping time when he arrived at the recent Golden Globes in a Brioni tux and Ray-Bans, like a modern-day Cary Grant. The sheer Alexander Wang catsuit Bella Hadid wore to the Met Gala after splitting from The Weeknd in 2017. But no one quite pulls off the practice like the royals, who seldom grant interviews or otherwise speak in public, and rely on their clothes to send secret or not-so-secret messages. Over the past few days, Meghan's spate of bright, body-hugging, almost achingly glamorous looks during her and Harry's proverbial farewell tour are a masterclass in revenge dressing, except instead of an ex-boyfriend, the entity that should be sad to lose her is the British monarchy. Not since Princess Diana emerged in an iconic black, off-the-shoulder Christina Stambolian cocktail dress and pearl choker on the very same day in June 1994 when her ex-husband Prince Charles admitted on national television he'd cheated on her, has a royal woman in transition sent such a potent message, "You're going to miss me when I'm gone." In a crescendo of "see you later," Meghan saved the best dresses for last. The striking green Amelia Wickstead worn to Monday's Commonwealth Day service, her last ever event as a senior royal, elicited audible, near-erotic gasps from this writer. The swish of the cape called to mind Saturday night's electric red Safia, worn at Harry's side to the Mountbatten Festival of Music. It was the color of the carpet at Buckingham Palace, where she will no longer hang out with people who wear racist brooches. Another day, another triumph. On Thursday night, Meghan chose turquoise Victoria Beckham plus a bold berry lip for that magical under my umbrella Ella Ella moment with Harry, en route to the Endeavour Fund Awards. Somewhere Jessica Mulroney must be cheering. I fancy this fashion hot streak a most gracious dig at the British tabloid press, which seemed to skewer Meghan for sport. The dazzling, recent head-to-toe photos of her are the kind they would have loved to publish for years to come, perfect for garnering clicks and selling newspapers. If only they hadn't lobbed so much abuse her way. The Los Angeles Times' Meredith Blake likened it to the Pretty Woman scene when Julia Roberts returns to that snobby boutique in a snazzy suit, just to say, big mistake, huge. Showcasing their special brand of subtly sexy, modern royal magic in recent days, Meghan and Harry also reminded the monarchy that it is losing two superstars who felt they had no choice but to step back. Meghan's farewell tour fashion was rife with sweet revenge messaging. As a senior royal, the Duchess favored black, navy, or a muted palette of buttery mauve and taupes. But in recent days, the colors turned unapologetically bold, like her critics never wanted her to be. It can't be a coincidence that Meghan opted for not one but two capes, whether for superheroine vibes, some credit her with rescuing Harry after all, or to symbolize the couple's flight. After being criticized for not wearing enough British designers, Markle notably took her bow wearing three in Beckham, Safia, and Wickstead. And while Meghan's farewell looks were revenge dressing at its best, the Sussexes' beaming smiles may have been the accessories that spoke the loudest. Neither looked like they regretted the decision to step back from royal life, no matter how much controversy and drama and opposition the choice provoked. They projected a united front right down to their coordinating colors. Harry's blue tie matched Meghan's Wickstead dress on Thursday night. The red safiya complemented his military dress on Saturday. Eagle Eyes pointed out that on Monday, the liner of Harry's suit blazer was like Meghan's Wickstead dress, a glorious green. They may no longer be senior royals as of later this month, but they still rule. That's it for now. Please like, subscribe, share, donate, etc. If you would like to make a donation and you don't know how, to help support this channel. All right, so that was my little project from last night. B. Martin, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, we'll be here, Anastasia. We'll be here. All right, let me see. Okay, very good. Let us continue. So anyway, that was my little project last night. I'm so glad I got my computer up and running again. So all it required was a conversation with someone from Apple, a technician. Actually, I had to talk to 3 different people. And we finally got it right. Finally put it right. So here's that soundbite I wanted to play for you for the Kaboom playground. Soundbite. Soundbite. Okay. Soundbite. Let me refresh that. Now, it didn't try to do a commercial the first time. Oh, there it is. It's trying to give me a commercial. You know, by the time your device tries to do all that commercial stuff, it just wastes so much time. I'm not buying anything, whatever it is, I can't afford it. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Oh, yes. It does not seem.
My name is Shannon Knight, and I own.
Yeah, well, that's nice, Shannon. Good for you, Shannon Knight. That's why I was not responding, because it was trying to tell me what Shannon Knight is trying to sell. But anyway, good luck, Shannon. You'll go hungry waiting for me to buy something. Okay, skip ad, and we're up.
I'm Natalie Bomke. A brand new play space is coming to the Chatham neighborhood. Organizations and community leaders came together today to discuss the project and a larger playground initiative.
After 9 years, Avalon Park is getting a brand new playground!
You can see everybody pretty excited about the news. Representatives from Kaboom, the national nonprofit that works to end play space inequality, joined Discover Financial at Avalon Park Elementary to discuss the construction plans. And they say the design was finalized following input from the community.
We have musical instruments and slides and climbers and all of the things that the kids were interested in and want to play on. So, officially coming soon.
That playground is set to be complete and ready for the kids in August. To date, those organizations have worked together to build 29 playgrounds across the Chicago area. Donnie.
All right, 29 playgrounds across the Chicago area. So you guys did that. You all did that with your contributions. That's why I was so determined to share that with you. I wanted you to hear the joy from all of the people gathered there, because there's going to be a new play space. Equity in play spaces. I love it. I'm here for it. Let me see. Exactly, exactly. Well, I can recall that like lesson in fashion to the royal family, that you don't have to have all those jewels and everything to stand out like a precious gem. You just need to, stick to some nice clean lines, as our Duchess likes to say. And what a spectacular weekend. That is like an event by itself. I will never forget that. And this is just a sample of the three outfits that stood out. There's still the one that she wore to the school, and then there was a reception at Buckingham Palace of some sort. And I'm trying to think if there wasn't another outfit that I cannot think of right now. But yeah, it was a lesson for the rest of the family. Lesson learned. Okay, so as you know, the Bill Simmons guy who sold the Ringer to Spotify in 2020 and has risen through the tech company's executive ranks, derided Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and his podcast Friday as grifters, right? And of course, there's always another side of things. Here is John Skipper says he fired Bill Simmons from ESPN for repeated lack of respect. The war of words between Bill Simmons and his former employer, ESPN, continues to rage. Following a cover story interview with the Hollywood Reporter, in which Simmons took multiple shots at the network that he spent almost 15 years at, ESPN President John Skipper fired back, making clear he fired the media personality. So this guy seems to be like a big right wing hothead. And as someone said, and it's starting to make a lot of sense, he probably knows how much money the Sussexes made, or maybe he has an idea how much they made from the deal. But throughout the time that the Sussexes were with Spotify, I don't think that there was any great push on them for content as much as they were satisfied to have the names Harry and Meghan among those big shots. As a matter of fact, I recall that some time ago there were quite a few people who know the industry who even said a lot of times the point of it is your name recognition. It's not so much how much content you put out, it's your name recognition. So there are so many different theories about why that relationship has ended. And we all know that the tabloid media is having a meal out of it by perpetuating this narrative of how things have gone so terribly wrong for Harry and Meghan. And they weren't invited to the Troop in the Colors as if they would come, and so on and so on and so on. I am so bothered by it. Do you hear what a terrible mood I'm in today? I don't care. This is not important. That one place does that one company or contract or whatever does not define the path that the Sussexes are on right now, which is probably a logical reason why they're no longer affiliated with them. So Megan has signed up with WME, and I'm sure that WME may have had some input on things, possibly. I really don't know. But whatever the case may be, the relationship is over. And I'm pretty certain that the Sussexes got what they needed from that relationship. And I do believe that Spotify got what they needed because, again, they wanted some name recognition. The way these things work is, as they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. If you guys recall, Oprah's big car giveaway, that was a commercial that money could not buy. Oprah found worthy educators who had uh, ratty cars that needed a new car. And so Oprah actually was approached by the Pontiac people to give away those Pontiac G6s to 300 worthy people. And so, in doing so, they had an ad campaign second to none. I'm talking about like Super Bowl level of advertisement with the Oprah Winfrey Show. And because people were talking about it, you know that it helped an otherwise very forgettable automobile. That Pontiac G6 did not really take. It was the right car at the wrong time. A good economical car, but it just wasn't what people wanted. People wanted crossovers and SUVs. People were going bigger and less sensible where gas is concerned. So they didn't really care, and it didn't really catch on. But the market they were after was, kind of like the Corolla market, and it just did not work out for them. So it doesn't matter. Oprah became a greater legend because of that situation, and nobody got hurt. I'm sure they sold enough units to make it profitable, but and that's that. So I am not the least bit concerned about this nonsense. And as for the guy in the tuxedo, he's clout chasing. He's trying to use the name of Sussex, use the name of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry so that he can get people to pay attention to what he's doing, because have never heard of him ever. And I do believe there will be a huge backlash for Spotify because of this. So if they have some sense, I would suggest to them that they try to rein in their monster before it hits them in the pocket, because this may very well impact their pocket. Um, I don't know who the target audience is for Spotify. I suppose it's varied and wide and wide ranging and such. But there are so many other platforms out there where people can find things. This is why there's so much desperation, because the marketplace is saturated with alternatives. And if I'm correct, didn't I just hear that more people are consuming their streaming through YouTube than any place else? It is the wild, wild west in terms of streaming. We have not reached a plateau. So they can keep trying to use Megan's name. The smart thing is that the Sussexes never reply. They don't give them any juice. They don't give them any energy or anything like that. So my whole point for bringing it up, you guys, is relax, calm down, don't worry about it. This is a mere blip of the radar, and very soon, whatever it is they're trying to sell will be forgotten. Um, it's good red meat for the tabloids because of the weekend, and it's the only way that they could possibly get people to pay attention to Troop and the Colors. That did not work out either. So, as I said, big fat nothing burger, waste of time. Um, this guy's just using the Sussexes to try to bring attention to himself, or possibly to Spotify. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that, Lori. I've been seeing a lot of that. Bill Simmons is mad because Megan's Spotify contract only called for her to make a certain episodes for a lot of money, and his contract is for a lot less money. Yeah, Lorna, that's what people are saying, that he must have seen how much money the Sussexes were paid. Nobody got hurt, and everybody got what they wanted. People said a long time ago, like that first, I don't know, year that went by, and there was only that one podcast. And they said, well, the point of it is not so much that they are going to produce a lot. The point is they are using the Sussex's name recognition. The Spotify did what a lot of those streaming services did. They went around collecting names. Well, you have a right to be compensated for your likeness, for your image. You have a right to be compensated for that. And so the Sussexes got what they needed, and Spotify got what they wanted, and that was the Sussex name. Now, who knows? Maybe this is the moment that there's the big payoff. Is that someday in the future, maybe this was part of the plan, that they would have someone to, make a big stink about it. I doubt if that's the case. Also, who was the was it the CEO or the director, the lady that worked at Spotify that brought Harry and Meghan in, or she was instrumental? And people are saying that after she left, that may have been. See, there's so many variables. It may be one thing, it may be several things that makes up the reason why they left. So if the person who brought you into the company suddenly leaves because they either got pushed out or they don't like the direction of the company, well, if I'm a person of conscience, I may decide that my time is up too. Do you get me? You get me? So that may be yet another reason. Maybe it's the jerk in the bow tie. Maybe it's the person who no longer works there. Maybe it's Joe Rogan. They already had one little situation where Joe Rogan was disseminating what some people referred to as a lot of falsehoods and misinformation surrounding the pandemic. And of course, the Sussexes were busy trying to bring fairness to the distribution of the vaccine, equity as far as the vaccine. So I, in good conscience, would not want to be in a place where there's someone whose messaging counters everything that is important to me. So that may be part of it. This may have been simmering for a while. This may have just been creative differences. Who knows? We won't know because nobody is going to give us the full story. It is between whoever is managing that company today and the Sussexes, or whoever negotiated their contract yesterday and the Sussexes. But we're not privy to that information, and we're not likely to get it. So let the tabloids speculate, let them make up stuff, let them pretend to have someone inside, because as we all know, despite their best efforts, there are no leaks in Montecito. The Sussexes have come and gone, went places, done things all around their area, and nobody is the wiser to it. And it wasn't because they were hiding. They're not hiding any place, but there's a whole different vibe in Montecito, and there's a way things are done. Not everybody rats out a celebrity or a famous person or whomever the person may be. Not everybody's on that. Some people are very blasé about the entire situation. And yes, there are a few people, some rogue elements that will alert members of the paparazzi, but that's always been. But for the most part, the Sussexes are living their best life. nobody knows anything about this other than the fact that they have said that they are no longer there, and that's it. So, uh, let me see here. Fatima says this was comforting because it means the Sussexes knew their worth and wasn't afraid to ask for it. The bad language wasn't necessary from whatever his name is. Yeah, it was just to get all eyes on him. It was just a matter of him getting people to pay attention. Just like when that Rebel Wilson said that, oh, Harry was nice, but she didn't seem to whatever she said. And of course, what happened? Rebel Wilson was trending for the next few days. So they know what they're doing. They're quite aware that certain language is going to bring a certain amount of attention. But once that dissipates, you better have some talent coming up downstream. Otherwise, if you don't have the chops to move to the next position, then and is this guy somehow invested in Spotify or something like that? I don't know his whole story, but anyway, he's a jerk. I'm gonna move on. Okay, and now oh, let me take this away. So take a look there. Wasn't it enough that you managed to push in with William? Now you're pushing in with Afro Annie's old man. Um, I can see that they are trying to find a more prominent role for Sophie, the royal family's secret weapon. And all I can say is good luck with that. Nice outfit. Kind of looks like the hat that Bed Dobbs and Broomsticks wore before. But I won't say that she looks amazing, but she looks okay. It's adequate. She looks like she belongs for a change, and that's a good thing. I mean, since she's going to be there, you might as well look like you belong. Instead of looking like the cleaning lady or something like that. Nothing wrong with cleaning ladies, but there's a certain level of her appearance that lends to hired help. She seems a lot of times more like a courtier than actually a family member, which is really too bad. So she has kind of upped her game a little bit, and she's starting to look like she belongs. And it only took what, 23, 24 years, but finally she gets to eat at the big kids table or at the adult table or whatever. So it took long enough. I guess you could say that along with the newly minted Princess of Wales, they're both had to deal with their learning curve and their developmental curve, or if for lack of a better word, they had to deal with their early years, and now they seem like they fit in. They clean up real nice too. They look like they fit in. Mary H says, exactly, Baron. That guy is a loser, Bill Simmons. He sounds as if he is jealous of Prince Harry to me. It's good the Sussexes left that unprofessional thing. Well, yeah, I mean, if you have someone within the service that is going to try to plot against you or undermine you or try to use you as some type of chew toy while you're working for the same place, if there's a better deal someplace else, I think it makes sense to take it. So they're doing some reorganization and some changing in Spotify, and maybe it's just no longer a place that they want to do business. Um, I try to uh, choose, pick and choose when I can to whom I will do business with. Meaning that if the person has a bad attitude or if they're condescending or something like that, if it turns into something like that, I will choose to spend my money elsewhere. It's very rare that I make a big stink in a retail situation. I just move on, um, because what is that they say? Never get into a fight with a pig because you're going to get all muddy and the pig is going to get happy or something like that. So um, sometimes it's just best to move on. So again, nobody knows why the Sussexes and Spotify's relationship has ended. I don't think that there's been any explanation given by the Sussexes, and there probably never will be. So we can't know for sure. We just can't. We can't know for sure. But what we do know is that that relationship has come to an end, and it's time to move on. Nothing wrong with that. That is the nature of the business. That's Hollywood, and that is the nature of the business. They You have to have a thick skin in order to work in that type of environment. You have to have a thick skin, and that's just the way it is. So it was time to move on, and they upstick and moved on. So I am very proud of them. Whatever they choose to do, I will be here to support them, and I'm looking forward to see what's coming up next. They have name recognition. They have their talent. They have a huge pool of, I mean, a big pool of people in their lives. And as they say, money keeps money. And you cannot be in an environment like that and not be successful if you have 1/8 of the talent that the two of them have. Two very likable people, in spite of everything that they've tried to say about them. Their popularity amongst most people continue. So um, it's going to be just a matter of time before this dies down, and then you'll, without the least anticipation, you are going to hear a big announcement about what they're doing next. So Charlotte says Shael's a détruit la monarchie. Oh yeah, the British monarchy, monarchy Britannique. Let me see. Uh, Something Harry and Meghan, and racism never ends. Of course, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet Diana. Yes. So what Charlotte just said is that William is an imbecile. Whatever Charlotte says, it really means William is an imbecile. I have figured that out by William is an imbecile. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you so much for that. When Charlotte speaks, I listen. All right, so on to the next thing. Actually, I'm not done with this person yet. So, did you guys know that there was a situation while everybody else was down on the parade ground? Kitty rhymes with Kitty, but I won't call her that. Camilla. Um, so Kitty and rhymes with that was down there on a grandstand. The fellers were on horseback, all except for the Duke of Kent. And so that just leaves Sophie, Aunt Sophie, and Charlotte. And Charlotte may seem a bit uncomfortable. Now, I don't have to be a professional lip reader to know exactly what is going on here. But I tell you what, if Sophie remembers what Kitty's arms look like, if I was her, I'd lay low for a while until this blows over, because I'm telling you, you don't want Catherine to put you in a headlock messing with her child. Now, let me see if I can find it for you. It just seemed, a little, well, if you remember how Megan was just like, shh, when she was with the Tendo kids, right? Check this out. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did she just tell that little girl, sit down? You don't run up in here. I said, sit down. Charlotte's like, look, you don't run nothing here. This is sit down. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? What exactly is going on? Have you lost your mind? That is the next kings. That's the new Princess Royale that you're snapping at. That is going to be the new Princess Royale. And she, I think I just figured it out. You know what? Maybe the reason why Sophie is so upset, remember they said that they were going to give the title the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. They were going to give the Duchess of Edinburgh title. They were going to give that to Charlotte. And maybe that's why Sophie seems to be a little short with her. Isn't that something? And what's so crazy is she should know that they have those super powerful long-range lenses that could pick up everything, except for, you know what? I think this is the first year that Sophie's ever made it to the window. I think this is the first year Sophie has ever made it to the window. Maybe she doesn't know that they have those high-power lenses. And you know what else I noticed too? It seems like Sophie is wearing a Kate hat, and Kate is wearing the Queen's colors, because you guys know green was the Queen's favorite color. And I think the kind of lime green, aqua green, something like that, that was her favorite color. And so, well, if all of a sudden we don't see Sophie doing as much stuff, Charlotte was reminded Sophie that she is reaching above her place. Yeah, because Charlotte does outrank her, I believe. I believe she does outrank her. So yeah, this is one of the Welleses. That's the Crown Prince's daughter that she's snapping at. I said, sit down. I said, sit down. What? What you say? Well. Well. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Yes, right? Kimco says, see, that's what happens when you try to recreate a photo in the window like Megan and the children last year. Exactly. She's playing with fire. Yep, she's playing with fire. Like Sweet Brown say, ain't nobody got time for that. Lord Jesus is a fire. Lord Jesus is a fire. That's interesting. That is very interesting.
Got time for that.
What?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yes, ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So, well, Sophie, it was nice while it lasted. I tell you what, she better try to make sure she outlives her husband, because she will be in a lot of trouble, and I do mean a lot, if she doesn't, because you know how they like to move people in and out of different houses, and next thing you know, she may be trying to. They might try to put her over in, in what is it, Nottingham Cottage. They won't even try to put her. They won't even try to put her in the Frogmore. They'll probably banish her to Frogmore. I'm sorry, banish her to Frogmore Cottage. Let me see. Yeah, it is cosplay city in that place. Well, that was that. So, oh, by the way, you guys, um, oh, you know what? I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. So take a look here. Um, where's Church Nelly? Church Nelly, Church Nelly, uh, Church Nelly. Do you know this person? This is somebody's uncle. Somebody come get their uncle. This man is one of those usual suspects. I bet you this is one of those, what do you call it? This is probably somebody from high school that had a crush on Church Nelly. There you go. Church Nelly, your high school crush is off his meds again. I saw this guy. I saw this guy back in 2018. He walked past me when I was at the Troop in the Colors. This does not look good. This does not look good. There was a adequate crowd, but it wasn't a big crowd. It was not a very big crowd. Now, it wouldn't be complete if this little Fruit Loop wasn't there. You guys remember him, John Lowry? This is the one that was with that person who appeared to be inebriated when they were singing God Save the Queen. Yeah, that's the one. So he's another one that's at every event. No big surprise. I mean, this person, all of them have literally aged while supporting that institution. And you know what? If that's their kink, I'm all for it. They're not hurting anybody. And, it's all well and good. But yeah, that is another one that is at every celebration for that family. And trust me when I say it, the family members know them, and they always look for them whenever they have an event.
But we ourselves together, we've got our retiring up here, we've got our beds here, we put it all together. And we didn't get to bed till 4:30 in the morning. Now we're going to sing a song for you. Not a song, we're going to say something to you.
We're national anthem.
Okay.
God save our gracious King.
Glaciers King.
Is this a Meghan Markle meet and greet?
God save our
Glaciers King. Our Glaciers King.
Is this a Meghan Markle meet and greet?
So you may recognize those two videos from the Coronation. Well, he's back again, and he's got his friends with him. What a bunch of misfits. I tell you, when I look at them, all I can think of is that movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's what I think about when I see them. Talk about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Actually, it kind of looks like a couple of them flew clear of the cuckoo's nest and hit a brick wall or something, but What a bunch of misfits. But like I say, they're not hurting anybody. God bless their heart. There's room in this world for all of us. And look who's back. Look who's back. Groucho Marx is back. Groucho Marx is back, you guys. Yes, there she is. Kate cosplaying a dead comic. Yes, Groucho is back. Oh man. And like I said, it kind of seemed like Kate borrowed the Queen's colors, and it seems like Sophie borrowed Kate's. That really does look like one of Kate's hats. I'm sure it's not, but you know, Kate loves that hat tilted to the side with like a big blossom coming out the side of it. So possibly, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, but there you have it. Oh, as a matter of fact, do I dare? Do I dare? Yes, I dare. Hold on a second. Yes, I dare. Where is it? I dare. Ha! There it is. There it is. There it is. This is kind of weird. And mind you, I'm not worried about these people in any way whatsoever because they are very well taken care of. But Kate has gone with the Groucho Marx eyebrows for some reason. Don't know why. But people are saying that, well, maybe she's trying to send a bit of a signal to Meghan because she's wearing the same outfit that she last wore when Meghan was at the center. So there you go. Groucho Marx is back. Kate. I love that. Shade. So that is her working brow. When Kate means business, you can tell because she gets out those Groucho Marx eyebrows. She gets out the Sharpie and applies the eyebrows. That's when you know she means business. It's all in the eyebrow. See? This is kind of weird. And mind you, I'm not worried about these people in any way whatsoever because they are very well taken care of. But Kate. Talk about a face like thunder. Well, things have brightened up for her, and I have to say, she is all spackled and pulled and tugged, and I tell you, from this distance, she actually looks a little younger today. Big hat, shading effect, Groucho Marx eyebrows, and then the other secret about her youthful appearance. Look at who she's sitting next to. Look who she's sitting next to. If that doesn't help you out, I don't know what would. So I guess the reason why she's looking youthful is because she's sitting next to the Queen Consort. That's it. It's just like if you want to look smaller, try to find somebody fatter. Well, in this case, if you want to look younger, try to find somebody much older. And I do mean much older. Try to find someone who was woken up in the middle of the night when the Titanic went down. That's who you need to sit next to. Try to find someone who remembers the first transistor radio. That's the person that you want to sit next to at these events, and it will take years off of you. So it's not so much that she's looking younger. She's just sitting next to somebody much older. So That's the secret. The secret to beauty. Sit next to somebody who looks older than you. Now, take a look here. Troop in the Color 2023. How to get the best view to see the royal family. King's birthday parade. So this woman has a blog, I think it is, or blog. Anyway, I just happened to find her page, and she wrote this back in April of 2023, right? April 28th. Well, look at who she used as the photo, the Duchess of Sussex. As a matter of fact, there was another photo of Harry and Meghan that she used. Now, if she made this in April, she could have chosen any other carriage, right? But she wanted to make sure people would pay attention to it. So she decided to throw the Sussexes in there. Now, I didn't like deep dive into her page. I just kind of scanned through it. I did not see anything disparaging about the Sussexes. You know, you have to be careful with that because people love to do that, you know, like somebody coming over to Spotify talking crap. So there you go. Now, the numbers. I don't know what the numbers are, but if you take a look here, Central London, Navy, Army, and RAF to take part from Battle of something, flight to C-130 Hercules on final ceremony flight. So this is real time from when they were flying over the Troop in the Colors. Look at all that empty space. Look at the empty space at Troop in the Colors. Look at that. That place should be packed with people, but it's not. It should be packed with people, and it's not. And it wasn't so hot today. It was kind of gloomy and a bit overcast, but if you're still not convinced, by the time the jet fighters flew over the palace, you see that? Look at all those voids. Look at all those voids. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Now, if you look at the jet there, see the one on the left side? See where that wing tip is on the left, the one furthest to the left? That is about where I was standing in 2018. One of the police told me that the best view was to make sure that you get to the side, don't get opposite the balcony, because if you do, then you'll be blocked by the Victoria Memorial. So I was kind of off to that other side there and had a pretty good view. Wasn't as close as possible because what happens is after the parade is over, then everybody comes streaming down the mall toward the palace. And so if you're not at the parade ground, essentially the people who were at the parade ground get the front row or as close to the gates as possible. And everybody else, you pretty much have to stay where you are. They don't let you go past the barriers. So, but usually at this time, everything is packed. I think a lot of people did not go to the palace from the parade ground. And I don't suppose there were that many people that showed up. It's just haunting that there's so much empty space there. So it was not a big turnout. Whatever they say, it was not great. By the time, that is the Hercules right there, that's the C-130. By the time the C-130 comes through, it's still pretty sparse. It is still pretty sparse. Well, congratulations, Charles. If your intention was to end the monarchy as we know it, you're off to a good start. You are off to a good start. And if you're wondering where that swimming pool is located, you see that little building closest to us on the left side? Looks like a little Greek temple. that's the swimming pool right there at the very corner closest to us. That is where the swimming pool is. The one that most people didn't even know was there. Yeah, exactly, VS. As a matter of fact, this is probably more than, oh, I'm sorry, there it is. This is probably more than what he deserves. But yeah, not a big turnout, I think. It wasn't, and it looks like as time went by, the sun was starting to come out, or the sun is out, whereas before it was a bit gloomy, but, or hazy. Kim Coates, yeah, I've never seen Trooping the Colors so empty. It's almost as if someone put the word out that Charles' real birthday is in November. Yeah, just about. That's probably it. That's probably it. So, anyway, many happy returns of the day, Charlie. Now, one of the aerial views that was taken by the, because they pan the camera down to the ground. Well, apparently, while William was preparing for the Troop in the Colors, they, made a mistake and zoomed into the top of his head. And so, yeah, that's one of those rare views of the top of William's head. He must be a very smart person because he's got a lot of head. I'm pretty sure a lot of people may have mistaken that for a Volkswagen or a lorry or perhaps a city bus, but no, that's William's head. It's an aerial view of William's head. And you know how they say the Great Wall of China is one of the few objects that can be seen with the naked eye from outer space? Well, here's another one. The top of William's head is also one of the few items that can be seen with the naked eye from outer space. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that the lunar rover could aim their cameras at Greater London and I am pretty sure that the Mars rover could point their camera toward Greater London and see the top of William's head. That is a lot of cranial mass. Wow. Anyway, yeah, that was before he put the bearskin hat on. A matter of fact, it may even be a bear. You got to have the skin, probably wasn't enough. They probably had to put the whole bear on top of his head. He's the only one that has a live bear. He's the only one that has a live bear on top of his head. Everybody else is just wearing the bear skin. William has a whole bear on his head. And after the Troop in the Colors, they have to get the bear back to the London Zoo. So, mate, what is that? Oh, don't you know? That's Prince William. That's the Prince of Wales. You don't mean, yeah. So, anyway, now, and then of course Charles waved to the crowd. Now, I have to say, I'm pretty sure this photo is a bit grainy because of the distance, but Charles waved to the crowd. This is his first time as the monarch. And of course, this is not his real birthday. His official birthday celebration is today, but his birthday is in November. And there's Charles waving goodbye. And there was no aerial views of his hand, but again, they got William's head. And I don't talk about nobody's cheering, so I'm gonna just move on. Now, Prince William spent a night sleeping rough outside London Tube Station 14 years ago, and he just can't stop thinking about it. If you guys recall, William once slept rough with a black man. A black man he once slept rough with. So Prince William spent a freezing December night sleeping rough in Blackfriars, London, with Centrepoint CEO Seyi Abakin, and described it as very uncomfortable experience. Famously, William admitted, and as a matter of fact, he was excited to tell people that he once slept rough with a black man. And so, of course, when William was accused of being racist, said black man came to his defense. He said, "My friend Prince William is no racist. Prince William reminds us that he once slept with a black man," and that's the actual article, "and that should prove he's not a racist." So Seyi Abakin has known Prince William for more than 10 years and once slept rough with him. He speaks about their enduring friendship, or whatever you want to call it. So that is the black man that William once slept rough with. Well, because of that experience, William wants to try to end homelessness. And so that is going to be his next project, because as you know, if you think that the streets of London was empty for Trooping the Colors, it pales in comparison to that disaster called Earthshot. It pales in comparison to Earthshot. As you can see, they thought that the very first award ceremony was going to be the biggest thing in town. And as you can see, there's a family that were on their way to Waitrose. There's the kid in the pram. There's the older brother. And of course, mom and dad. Now, they didn't know that this was going on, which actually puts them in the majority of people who had no clue that there was supposed to be some big event in London that day. And so that was about the extent of the people pushing and clamoring to see William and Kate at this huge non-event. William even showed up in an electric car rather than his 8 million pound helicopter so that he can impress people with how thrifty and sensible he is, right? Yeah, the only thing that was missing was a crowd of people who actually cared. The only thing that was missing was people to watch it on television. Ofcom received quite a few complaints because people's normal programming was disrupted for this nonsense.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So that's what they told Ofcom. When Ofcom asked them exactly what was wrong with this programming, they said,
"Ain't nobody got time for that."
They said, "Ain't nobody got time for that." And you know things are going bad. Things are going terribly wrong when the founder of the charity shows up looking like a bottle of Mitchum roll-on deodorant. When he got out that car looking like Mitchum roll-on deodorant, it all went downhill from there. Nothing good happens when you show up looking like antiperspirant. So anyway, so William's next big scheme, you know, this is the same William that went to the Windrush statue unveiling and gave his "I had a scheme" speech. You know, that old William Windsor, he don't like racism. Well, this not a racist person. His next thing, of course, is to end homelessness. So we'll see how that go. If it goes like everything else, the money will be hard to account for. And by the way, isn't this just another thing that Charles started? Wasn't Charles the one who was trying to build decent, affordable housing? Wasn't Charles the one who wanted to build housing on his property? Doesn't it seem like William is just borrowing from his father again? He borrowed the climate and environment. Now he's borrowing this whole thing about building housing. And as they say, charity starts in the home. As a matter of fact, charity can start with many homes. So there it is. What was it, 13, 14 years ago? Prince William slept rough for a night. Prince William spends cold night on streets of London with Centrepoint boss enroll as patron of homeless charities. So that was 2009. Not much has changed. As a matter of fact, since William decided to roll up his sleeves and get involved and help, hasn't homelessness increased by several points since then? Maybe William should try to end poverty, or maybe he should try to, what else? There's got to be a million things he could try to help with, but just be warned that if William tries to help, that means whatever the problem is only going to increase tenfold. Because the last time William tried to tackle something, homelessness, look at where we are now. They had to literally drag people out of the way so that they could have the Queen's funeral. And before that, the Jubilee. So what is the chances that William, one of the laziest people on 2 feet, what is the chances that he is going to put a dent into homelessness in the UK? I say it's a very slim chance. Just like, okay, let me tell you how smart William is not. If William had some sense, why would he stand there with them big yellow teeth in front of a dental office and not go inside? Huh? He is in front of a dental office. And even with something as obvious as that, he still hasn't made an appointment. And maybe that's why this guy said, meet me in front of the dental office, so that he could, kind of gently say, Your Highness, yes, meet me at the dental office. They clean teeth there. Nothing. He just didn't pick up what they was putting down. All he could think about was sleeping rough with a black man. So, yeah, well, anyway, I'm no hater. I'm just going to say good luck to William with his ending homelessness as we know it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, so good luck to William. Good luck to the homeless people who, if they're patient, they may actually find that there is an intervention out there. It just might take about 10 or 20 years for it to happen. You know what's going to happen is George, when George is the Prince of Wales, he'll be out there dealing with the same thing that his father didn't deal with. So I'm pretty sure that as William flies over Greater London in his £8 million helicopter that his grandmother purchased, this is the helicopter he shook down the old lady to get. I'm sure all he could think about is how terrible it is that people are homeless and how much he really, really misses sleeping rough with a black man. So those are the two things that I suspect is going on in William's mind as he soars high above Greater London, unable to see how many people are sleeping rough. Because, well, after all, he goes from one house to another in an £8 million helicopter. So It'll be a long time before he approaches this subject again, but for now, let's just say he cares. Prince William, I want to end homelessness in Britain. In the first interview as Prince of Wales, he unveiled his vision to end the plight of hidden homelessness and tell hidden homelessness. You know why it's hidden? You know why it's hiding from him? I just told you, an £8 million helicopter. It's not hidden to you or me, but William doesn't see it because he's hopping in a helicopter. That's why it's hidden. Oh, man, I tell you, how out of touch could you be? And of course, and how he will expose George, Charlotte, and Louis to the problems just as Diana did. Well, unfortunately, Diana didn't live long enough to really make the impact that she could have. However, since Diana has died mysteriously in that tunnel in Paris, at least William is, oh, wait a minute, he's not really doing anything either. So, oh, well, next. Now, this is one of the ways that you can impact the amount of homelessness. Prince William pushes population control in Africa. He's worried about how many people in Africa. He's worried about the environment, and he's also thinking about sleeping rough with a black man. 3 children, 4 homes, and a fleet of Range Rovers. And a black man he once slept rough with. Let's see. To deal with the homeless crisis, there's Amber Hall, there's Kensington Palace, there's another estate that they have up there at Balmoral, and I don't mean the castle. And of course, there is Adelaide Cottage. So there are 4 properties, 4, soon to be 5 properties inhabited by the Prince of Wales. And he is scratching his massive head trying to figure out, what are we going to do about this hidden homelessness? Well, number 1, drive. Don't fly, drive. And then that way, at least you won't have to wonder, where's all the homeless people? You'll be on the ground with them. Number 2, open up some of those houses. William is a billionaire now, a billion with a B. He inherited the Duchy of Cornwall. I'm only pointing this out because we heard what his intentions are. Let's see what he actually follows through with without it being too political, because you know that is a very political issue. This is actually very simple to do. The royal family has millions in property and investments. They could be sold tomorrow to house every homeless person in the UK. Say that again. They could be sold tomorrow to end homelessness. Well, let me see. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yes, to house every homeless person in the UK. Well, somebody had to say it. Also, let's see here. Then there's this. I have realized a new picture of the Colonel Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, taken. I'm sorry, not realized. I released a new picture of the Colonel Prince Edward. That's actually his name. He's the Duke of Kent Edward, taken today for trooping the colors. So Edward became the Duke of Kent when his father died. Prince Michael of Kent is his brother. There seems to have been a little confusion with that with some of the squaddies earlier. So Michael is the brother. That's the one who likes to hang out with Russians. This is the Duke of Kent. That's the one who inherited the title and so on and so forth. He's not married to the Nazi. That's his brother's married to the Nazi, the U-boat captain. Yes, his brother is married to the U-boat captain, as Princess Diana used to refer to Princess Michael of Kent. She used to call her the U-boat captain because Princess Michael of Kent's father was actually a Nazi. There are photos of him in uniform, and she said that she never knew anything about it. And of course, Princess Michael of Kent is the one who wore the blackamoor brooch to the first Christmas dinner that Meghan was invited to, back in those days when Harry thought that he would be able to be happy and still be a part of the institution. Anyway, so that is Michael. Now, Michael, Prince Michael, I'm sorry, not Michael, but Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent. I kind of feel bad for him. Let me show you what happened while he was on the balcony. They went inside, slammed the door, and left him out there. He was the last. He was the last person. He was the last person on the balcony. Them people went inside and slammed the door. He literally had to try and hurry up and knock on the door before they all went to lunch without him. Can you believe that? That's the Queen's cousin. That is the Queen's cousin, her first cousin. They went inside and closed the door. Look at that. And it almost seems like the guy asked them, "Is there anybody else out there?" Look at the guy's head. Watch this. Anybody? Oh, okay. Slam. Them people left the old man out there. Now everybody knows that he is very fragile. He don't walk as much as he just kind of slides his feet. He could have been out there for the night. Days could have gone by before they realized that nobody's heard from him. No thanks to them, just disappearing into the room and slamming the door behind them. If that's not the darndest thing I've ever seen. That's a wrap, boo. See how he's trying to move fast before they leave him there? He's the last one. It seemed like somebody should have been by his side when he turned. Somebody should have been by his side. He's quite by himself. What the? Lex says, latch that door. Then he had to tap with his cane, right? They didn't close the door. He's out there. Hello?
Got time for that.
So yeah, they just turned around just like as if to say,
ain't nobody got time for that.
So yeah, that actually happened. They were probably just a little bit preoccupied with the fact that there was barely any people out there. So maybe that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know. But as they say,
Is this a Meghan Markle meet and greet?
yes, that's what they say. Is this the Meghan Markle meet and greet? So yeah, poor Edward, the Duke of Kent. They were about to leave him out there on the balcony. That this may very well be the last time that he does a Troop in the Colors. I mean, because how could you ever trust again, right? Yep. How could you ever trust again? And I'm sure one of the kids would have been the one that noticed. The rest of them, they all in for themselves. Notice how Sophie was last one to go inside. They slammed the door closed. Sophie knew he was there. She's trying to pick them off one by one, allegedly. Uh-huh. Maybe she can get that Duke of Kent title for her kids. Yeah, that's how you slim down the monarchy. Oh, yeah. Prince Michael of Kent hangs with the Russians because his DNA was used along with Prince Philip's to identify the Romanov remains. I remember that, Deborah. He was actually at the interment service when they identified the bones. He was there looking like the effigy of Tsar Nicholas II. Yeah, because of their common ancestor. I believe it was Queen Victoria, right? I remember that. Yeah, and Prince Michael of Kent is the spitting image of Tsar Nicholas II. Looks just like him. Looks just like him. Let me see. That guy is someone in blackface. His face and hands don't look natural at all. The skin color looks painted on. Oh, let me see. Which guy was that? Was that the one at the Tribune of Colors or something? I have been wondering, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I have been wondering, how did he lose a piece of his ear? Did you notice that? There is a portion of his ear that is missing. And I have been trying to figure out for the longest if that was some type of injury. Not that it's the most important thing, but who knows? Maybe this ain't the first time he got locked out. So at the National Portrait Gallery, they removed this image of the two princes. And as you can see, I don't like it because it puts Harry on a much lower level. What's that leg says? He survived the Titanic, but not the balcony. Well, you know what? I'm thinking too. I wonder if the last time he got locked out, if he didn't get a little frostbite. It just dawned on me that the last time he got locked out, maybe he got a little frostbite. Maybe that's what happened. Anyway, if y'all know what happened to his ear, please let me know. But I think it may be a little frostbite. Maybe they keep locking him out. Thank you so much for that, Legs. But yeah, maybe they keep locking him out. Last time he lost a piece of ear. Next time, who knows? What a cruel family. What a cruel, cruel family. So, I don't much care for this image because it makes, of course, it is according to rank. So William has to be higher and more prominent in the painting. And of course, Harry is kind of off in the shadow, isn't he? Well, not to worry, you guys, because I think that they'll probably go and get an older image of William and replace it with this. Yeah, replace it with his social climbing girlfriend, who is now the Princess of Wales. Maybe that's what they'll replace it with. So I don't know. I haven't had a chance to speak to the curator lately to try to figure out exactly what their next move is. But I'm just saying, if I was to make a suggestion, I would say replace it with this one. May as well. I mean, one is just as good as the other. And of course, in all cases, when these things come up, it is very important in the spirit of fair play that we reach out to Kensington Palace.
Obviously, it'd be I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously on to this day, and going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
And that's something when you want to get married so bad that you refer to the family as high achievers just to get in the door. Yeah, that was one of the ways that she got in, was she did that interview. Well, and some of the member and they achieved a lot. Now I would have known right then and there that she was on some BS. That is the first clue that there's a whiff of desperation, is when somebody refer to the Windsor family as high achievers. Achieved a lot. She had some bullet points that she went through. She had like a little index card that she studied for like a couple of weeks so that she would touch on those various points that she made, and achieved a lot. That was like, the money shot right there was they achieved a lot. Some of the family members that I've met so far have achieved a lot. Go on, girl. No, really, go. And of course, there is this painting that they hyper realist painting. They haven't been able to find this one. This one has disappeared in the royal collection. It seemed like when the Queen left, that painting left, but that was a gift from the Sussexes. And anyway, they can't find it. So it's probably with that necklace. And of course, we all know that Her Majesty had a warm spot for Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, Princess Meghan. The Queen has always had a warm spot for her. And so, I'm pretty sure that if there was anybody hoping and praying for a second season of the Archetypes, it would likely have been Her Majesty the Queen, who is enjoying her time with Meghan in fits of giggles and such, just the way they always are with each other. So, okay, well, and with that, you guys, thank you so much, Sharon Jones. Thank you for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And with that, you guys, I am done for today. Thank you very much for staying up or staying late. Thank you very much to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. Thank you all for your very generous contributions. Greatly appreciated. And I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. And surely there will be some more controversy to latch on to with that Trooping the Colors. And if there is, I will definitely be here to share it with you. As per usual, we make sure that we remember that these are the queens that made those kids possible. These are the ladies who use love and intuition that instructed. And that is why Harry and Meghan are the power couple that they are today, because of Doria and Diana. So I like to bring it back to them. So I will be looking for the last comment. And then after that, I will bid you all a good night. Love you guys. 5 a.m. for, really, Elaine Parker. Yes, it is that late there, isn't it? Thank you so much for staying up. I really appreciate it. I think I went to bed even later than that yesterday or this morning because I was working on that video and it got good to me. And the thing is, I would never call myself a perfectionist, but I do like to do things well when I can. And if I'm enjoying it, so much better. But yeah, when I made the video with the revenge dress. Of course, it's a reboot of the original when my editing skills were not as good. So I decided to have a do-over. And anyway, it came out really nice. And I enjoy the results. So that is why I do it. This is that other monstrous green dress that she wore when she went to Ireland and had that green ecosystem dress on. So there you go. Okay. Okay, so Charlotte has the last word. She says, "À vous tous et je vous remercie infiniment, Baron et Sussex Squad et Famille." That's right. And along with that, a little moije ratatouille is lit. That's right. It's all lit. As they say in the hip hop community, it's lit. And so it goes. So thank you so much, Charlotte, for the last word for today. Oh, I had the sound down. Oh, well. No matter. Let me see. Thank you, Joy Moore. Thank you. Yes, Bon Nuit. Bon Nuit, Charlotte. Bon Nuit. Oh, yeah, it was time to cue the Ginger Avenger. Right? It should always come with a warning. Just like flash photography. Just like flash photography, it should always come with a warning. Oh, thank you. And you're making it rain on me. Okay. And cue the Ginger Avenger. See you all tomorrow. Oh, Manello, happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much. Diane Hawkins says, want to bet either the bee, the fly, or the wasp will end up being blamed for stealing that missing necklace. Kit Kat is planting the goods right now. Oh, man. Let's see. Thanks, Squaddies, for a great night at the podcast. Thanks, Baron, for a great entertainment. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Oh, and thank you for the super sticker. Very nice. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Lydia. Okay. Good night, Anastasia. Okay. See y'all.